Hello everybody and welcome back to the Everton FC 26 career mode. In this series it is my goal to turn Merseyside blue, bring Everton back on top of English football as well as putting them on top of European football also. And as you can see here lads, as we come towards the end of season 1, we are in a very strong position to qualify not just for European football but for Champions League football. 6 games to go. We find ourselves in 4th position with 60 points. A game in hand on both Aston Villa and Newcastle, who are in 5th and 6th respectively, only 1 point behind us. And also only 3 points behind Arsenal in 3rd place. And we also have a game in hand on them. So it promises to be a very, very big episode. Potentially the last episode of season 1. I'll have to wait and see how some of the results actually go in this game. But also, as you can see here, we do have a very tough game to kick things off. Chelsea will be the first opponent in this episode, but as you can see here, they're not actually having the best season. They're down in 11th place there, 2 points outside the top half of the table with a game in hand, but hopefully we can derail their plans to get back into the top half and get a massive 3 points against them in the first game of the episode. Now, it's actually not going to be the featured game of this episode because we do have 2 very big games also coming up here today. The first one will be against top of the table Manchester City, and I'm also planning on playing the final game of the season against Tottenham, which who knows, depending on how some of these results go and depending on how close it is, that could be the Champions League decider, Champions League place decider that is. So that promises to be a massive game. But look, without further ado lads, we've spoken long enough here. Let's get into the highlights of the Chelsea game and hopefully get off to the perfect start in this episode. Well, we did come up against Chelsea, but it was honours even between the two teams. Chelsea taking the lead in the 25th minute. Cole Palmer, who has done so much good on this channel in both the Manchester United and FC 25 Career Mode Dream Team series that we did, scored an insane amount of bangers in both those series. But in this game, he scores one of the poxiest goals you'll ever see and gave Chelsea a 1-0 lead. Jordan Pickford, as you can see here, initially does make the save, but Palmer then had an empty net to aim at, and he did put the Rent Boys 1-0 up, unfortunately, which was very, very frustrating because we were actually playing quite well before this. Now, thankfully, 5 minutes later, Tierno Barry, with a really good bit of skill here, round the goalkeeper, scored his 13th league goal of the season and got us back on level terms, but we were unable to score again after this. We did have a couple of chances. Here's a couple of saves from Jorgensen. Kai Rooney looked like he was going to score here. Good save there from the Chelsea shot stopper, and I believe this was the power shot here with 10 minutes to go. For a split second I thought this had gone in. I saw the net bulge and I thought we had gone 2-1 up, but unfortunately the Chelsea goalkeeper did keep it out. Jake O'Brien then, of course, this has been the story of Jake O'Brien's season. He wins the header here and skews it completely wide. But then with 4 minutes to go, Chelsea actually nearly took the lead. It was Cole Palmer again, I think. Brilliant header there as well from, I think that was João Pedro, and Pickford did make the save. So 1-1 here between Everton and Chelsea, and unfortunately we don't pick up 3 points here in this game in hand. Well, it was West Ham United up next at the London Stadium, and after a very, very frustrating first 44 minutes, Kai Rooney scores his 14th league goal of the season and gives us a crucial lead here against the Hammers, because after that draw against Chelsea, we actually dropped down into 5th place. So it was really, really important that we got a win here in the English capital. Rooney getting us off to, I was going to say a great start. He ended the first half, I should say, with a very good finish, and that did give us the lead going into the second half. As you can see here, Jordan Pickford was kept very, very busy here. A couple of decent saves from Everton and England's number 1. That was a very, very good stop there. I think this is the exact same save. Yeah, the highlighter thing has been broken now for a couple of years. It's really, really frustrating, but whatever. But as you can see here again, very good save from a header from not too far out from the keeper as well, and that kept us 1-0 up. Jake O'Brien, moments then after getting booked, scored his 2nd league goal of the season, I think his 4th in all competitions. A brilliant header in off the bar, and that doubled our advantage here with not long left to go in the game, and I was very, very happy that we scored when we did. Because right after we scored, of course, West Ham went right up the other end and got a goal back from Mateus Fernandes. But thankfully, we did hold on to our lead. We did get 3 points. Let's see where that puts us in the table now before we take on league leaders Manchester City. So as you can see here, we have 4 games left to go in the Premier League season, and we managed to find ourselves in 3rd place in the Premier League. That is absolutely sensational. Now, of course, Liverpool, who are 1 point ahead of us, have a game in hand against Manchester United, and Arsenal, who are a place below us and a point below us, have a game in hand against Fulham. Even Villa, who are in 5th place, have played the same amount of games, but if we lose to Man City and they beat Tottenham, then they would jump ahead of us in the league as well. So it's extremely tight here. We've got this very, very big game up against City. They are one of the teams that have beaten us this season, so it's not going to be easy. But if we do get 3 points in this, it is absolutely massive for our Champions League hope. It's a rainy day here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, but hopefully Man City will not rain on our parade. They look like they're going to win the league here in this career mode, which, as a United fan in real life, I'm disappointed with, but I'm also kind of happy that Liverpool aren't winning it. Oh my God, as Erling Haaland very nearly gives them the lead here straight away in that horrible 3rd kit. Oh my God. I mean, listen, I don't like any Man City kit, but that one is particularly bad. But as a United fan, and obviously a man doing an Everton career mode, I'm happy, of course, that Liverpool will not be winning the league. And could we actually finish above Liverpool this season? Honestly, lads, this first season has gone way better than I was expecting it to. I am gutted that we didn't get to win the FA Cup, but look, we'll have plenty of more opportunities to win trophies in this career mode, I'm sure. But the fact that we could finish in the top 4, at the very least we'll be in the Europa League, it looks like, because Newcastle have dropped off a little bit in 6th position. I am very, very happy with that. And I am going to play the full game here. I know recently I've been condensing down some of the games, but since it's looking like this is going to be the last episode of Season 1, let's play the full game here. And here's Jack Grealish, who wouldn't be eligible to play this game in real life, being on loan from Man City, but thankfully the game doesn't enforce that. Let's see if we can whip in a ball here. Elouadi. It isn't a bad ball, to be honest with you, but Kai Rooney couldn't get there, unfortunately. If we can get this first goal, it'll make me feel quite confident we can get something from this game. Jack Grealish, who, again, still pretty on the fence about whether I'm going to sign him permanently or not. We'll have to have a look at how the budget is looking, because I definitely think we will need to sign someone permanently on that left-hand side. I just don't know if it's going to be former Irishman Jack Grealish. If you know, you know. Elouadi goes to whip in that ball, but Man City deal with it now. Here's Jeremy Doku, who has pace for days. Jake O'Brien does really well to intercept that, though. That's what I love about Jake O'Brien. He's an absolute unit at the back, but he's also really quick. It's the perfect combination for a centre-back. So hopefully his rating will keep on growing in this save. What was that? I mean, the defender fell as I turned. I've tried to lob the ball over for Jack Grealish. It's the weakest pass you'll ever see in your life from Tierno Barry there. And Man City look to make us pay for that, but thankfully Jordan Pickford makes a really good catch there. Here is Grealish. Not really been any big chance in this first half so far, which seems to be a recurring theme in FC26. Can Dewsbury Hall do something about that? No, he can't. I'm definitely enjoying the new gameplay that we're using at the moment with the competitive... Oh, God, let me just hold that thought for a second. Oh, my God, City nearly took the lead. The competitive gameplay settings, as well as the CPU sliders being set to dynamic. It's definitely made me enjoy it more, but there's less chaotic games in FC26 than there was in FC25, which is a shame, considering our channel slogan is never a dull moment. You know what, I'd happily take a boring 1-0 here in this game. What a ball that is! Rooney! It is 1-0! Oh my goodness me! Kai Rooney, the son of former Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney, scores his 15th league goal of the season here against the league leaders Manchester City. And that could be a massive goal in terms of our Champions League qualification hopes. Oh my God, Eric Bunham found himself in a brilliant position. He scored some very important goals this season, but he unselfishly played in young Kai Rooney, and we take the lead here against the league leaders. What a massive result this could be if we are to hold on to this lead. But listen, it's going to be a lot easier said than done. Manchester City, when you look at the firepower they have, of course, they can always come back into this. But Barry obviously has done really well to intercept that there. Here's NGI. Looking for Dewsbury Hall. Unable to find him. Definitely want to get a new player for that position in the summer. I think Dewsbury Hall is fine as a backup. Obviously, we have Alcaraz as well. But I definitely want to get a new player in that position. And I do have my eye on somebody from Manchester. But he's not a Man City player. That's all I'll say. I'm sure a lot of you will be able to work that out. I think I've actually spoke about it on this series before. Oh my god. It had to be him, didn't it? It had to be the Aldi Brock Lesnar once again. Erling Haaland gets the equaliser for Man City. He's only got 6 goals this season. Oh my goodness me. He's having a stinker. Of course he still scores against me. I mean, that's bloody inevitable at this point. But how the hell has Erling Haaland only got 6 goals? I did notice he's only played 25 games. But you'd even think in that amount of games he'd have more goals. I didn't actually mean to skip the replay there. I kind of wanted to see it again. But the lead didn't last long. Excuse me. Manchester City are back on level terms here. A draw is still not a terrible result for us. I would actually say it's quite a positive result. But a win would be absolutely massive for us. Can we get another big chance before the halftime whistle blows? You can see Eric Bunham making the run, but the ball gets intercepted. Well, let's stop Man City from scoring again. Only 1 added minute. This is going to be the last attack of the game. Here's Doku. Oh, looking for Erling Haaland. Thankfully, we deal with it. Just get rid of that. Oh my god, what was that? Thankfully, the referee blows the whistle. I'd be fuming if I was Man City and the whistle blew there. But as an Evertonian, I'm very, very happy about it. Right, let's get into the second half. 1-1 here between Everton and Manchester City. As I said, though, a draw, not the worst result. But if we can manage to get a win here, lads, it would be absolutely massive for us. And if Jack Grealish could score the winner, it makes things even better. I never thought I'd be on Jack Grealish's side, but this career mode has really made me back him. And he didn't have a great first half of the season. It's only since January he's really started to kick into second gear. We have the ball over on the right-hand side now at NGI. Can we get this ball in? Oh, it's not a bad ball, I tell you that, but Barry just didn't make the run. And he's a tall lad. He could have got on the end of that if he'd made the run. It's Haaland now. Have to keep him quiet. Now Rodri. Oh, gets the best of Dewsbury Hall there. Every time Man City go forward, I get so nervous. Oh, Foden does really well there. Go on, foul him. Honestly, with Haaland, just foul him. I'd nearly... You know what? In the game, I would have no problem getting a player sent off if it meant Haaland got injured and he had to come off as well. Because with the way he plays, it's like playing against 12 men, never mind 11. He's that powerful. But apart from the goal that he scored, he's been relatively quiet. Actually, he had a chance very early on in the game as well, didn't he? So in terms of this channel, he's had a quiet game. 1 goal and 1 big missed opportunity is quiet for him. Oh, that's a bad place to leave the ball. Jared Branthwaite now over to Barry. Go on, lad. Grealish making the run. That is not where I wanted the ball to go. That is nowhere near where I wanted that bloody ball to go. And Eric Bunham, he's going to get booked now. Takes out former Montreal player on the channel, Jeremy Doku. At least I hope it's a bloody yellow. Oh, thank God. Oh, I thought that was going to be a red there for a second. Eric Bunham going to be walking a bit of a tightrope here for the rest of the game as that horrible POV camera comes up again. Unbelievable that they still haven't fixed that. City have the ball now. Might have to go a bit quieter here for a second just while we focus on defending. Oh, and then, well, we did a great job of that, didn't we? He's offside, but what a save it was by Jordan Pickford. I mean, normally those saves are only made when the player is offside, but Pickford has made an amazing amount of saves this season that were definitely onside. So I wouldn't have been shocked if he had timed his run well there, the Man City midfielder. But let's make a couple of changes. Alcaraz can come on for Dewsbury Hall. Dibbling, I probably should have put McNeil on the bench because he actually played quite well against West Ham. And you know what, Gay can come on as well for Eric Bunham. Gay's done really well off the bench recently. It's a shame he's retiring at the end of this season because I have really enjoyed using him. But let's see here if he can make an impact in the final 25 minutes or so. It has not been the most exciting game, but it's definitely been a bit intense. Here is Dibbling now. Go on, make the run. Eluwade, he's done really well there. The January signing. Barry. Oh, what a save by Donnarumma. Oh, big chance there. Really good move. Barry, who's been so clinical this season. You'd have fancied him to score. But when you're up against Arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, Gianluigi Donnarumma. It's not going to be easy. Can we get this onto the head of Jake O'Brien? Grealish will whip it in. Jake O'Brien, he has won the header, but Donnarumma makes the save. Oh. Well, he's got 2 goals against Manchester United this season, Jake O'Brien. Oh, very nearly scored against Manchester City there. Grealish is going to take it from the opposite side now. Again, he's going to look for O'Brien. It's actually Jared Brantwaite, who we did have in a United career mode last year. Wins the header. But it goes wide. Pep Guardiola giving instructions there. I can almost guarantee you Pep Guardiola is going to go to Juventus in this save, because in the other save I'm doing off the channel, he's gone to Juventus. I've seen him go to Juventus in a few other YouTubers series as well. It's like the Mascherano to United of FIFA 13, except in FC26 when it comes to Pep Guardiola going to Juventus. What was the other one? Alaba used to always go to Juve as well, didn't he? In like FIFA 16 and FIFA 17. Oh, what a time. What a time. Oh, that's a good ball though, Kai Rooney. It's a really good ball. Oh, a bit of a heavy touch. Tries to cut it back. Does win the corner though. Can we create something big from this? You know what? I'm actually going to put... No, I'm not. I was going to put Dibbling on it. But because his name didn't flash up straight away, I'm not going to. It is Barry! Oh! Wins the header. Puts it wide. Oh, I had a great piece of commentary lined up as well. But he just... Well, I was going to say just puts it wide of the post. It actually went fairly wide. It looked closer in real time. Headers are very hit and miss this year. They were non-existent in FC25. It's kind of 50-50 this year. As Man City now go on the attack. Here's Nunez up against Mikalenko, who I didn't actually start in the last couple of games. Joaquin Sez came in. What a save that was by Jordan Pickford. And you know what? Sez is going to come on here for the final 10 minutes or so. Phil Foden comes off. Interesting time for them to make that change. Rodri will whip this ball in. Headed away by, I think that was Jake O'Brien. Yes, it was. City stay onto it though. Here's Reinders. Haaland! Oh my god, I thought that was going to sneak in. Good save again from Jordan Pickford. Will he be the number one of this save right to the very end? I hope so. Because he's only 31, Jordan Pickford, and goalkeepers don't seem to drop off in FIFA, or career mode I should say, until at least about 35, 36, so unless an unexpected event comes up, expect Jordan Pickford to be in between the sticks for the rest of this series. That's a good ball in, but it's headed away. As we approach the final minute here, 4 added minutes. Oh, can we create a big opportunity? Grealish, oh, just got closed down. I paused there for a second. I saw his name up in lights. Didn't quite work out. Have a go again, Jack. Oh, that was a stupid place to have an effort from. It looks like it's going to end 1-1 here between the blue half of Merseyside and the blue half of Manchester. Again, it's not the worst result. A win would have been amazing, but it should keep us in the top 4. But a very, very intense performance here. Let's go have a look at the Premier League table. So with 3 games left to go, we are in 4th position, 65 points, level on points with Aston Villa, who have played a game more, and we do have a better goal difference. Look at United as well, only 3 points outside the top 4 now. Bloody hell, where do they come from? We do have a game in hand on them, but if we lose, they will be licking their lips. Liverpool have a game in hand on us as well, in 3rd place, 1 point clear of us, and that game is against Chelsea, so you never know, Chelsea might do what they did in real life this past weekend, and get a victory over Liverpool, but Manchester City, they're the champions. Arsenal will be in 2nd place. I think I saw that Arteta is after getting sacked from Arsenal in this career mode, so that's quite interesting. I'm really glad they've introduced that though at the manager market. Makes things a bit more interesting. But let's see if we can get a result here against Crystal Palace. I've actually forgotten if it's home or away. I think it's away, but regardless, let's hope we get the 3 points no matter where it's being played. Okay, this is not the result that we needed right now. A 1-0 loss to Crystal Palace. And you know what makes it even worse? It was a bloody penalty. It was a penalty from Mateta. Jordan Pickford does guess the right way, but it's a really good spot kick. His 11th league goal of the season. and it was the difference between ourselves and the Eagles. Dean Henderson then in the 88th minute. I thought we were about to sneak a late equaliser, but it's a really, really good save. I mean, it's basically right at him, but it's still a hell of a save that he's made with his shoulder pretty much. Coladio did come on for Kai Rooney and unfortunately was not able to get the equaliser there. Not a very good day out in the capital here against Crystal Palace. And that result has dropped us down to 5th position here in the league with 2 games to go. Newcastle have jumped up into 4th place. They had a few dodgy results after the start of this episode, which made me think they were going to be way off top 4. But unfortunately, we are now outside of the Champions League places. 2 games to go, 18th place Sunderland up next. You know what, lads? I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to quick sim it. And then hopefully get the 3 points in that game and move on into a huge final game of the season against Tottenham Hotspurs. This could come back to bite me the same way playing the highlights against Palace came back to bite me. But as I said, Sunderland down in 18th place. We're the home team. Can we get the 3 points here? Yes, we can. And El Ouadi with his first ever goal for Everton. In the 89th minute gives us the win here. Okay, I just about got away with that one. Grealish and Barry with the other goals. But it's our right back who we signed in January who has kept us in the race for Champions League football next season. And would you believe it, Newcastle United did drop points in their most recent game. They drew 1-1 with West Ham, who we already beat in this episode. And that means with 1 game to go, we find ourselves in that final Champions League spot. A point clear of Newcastle, 3 points clear of United and Villa respectively, both on 65 points, but we do have a better goal difference, so hopefully, if push comes to shove, that will still work in our favour. But if we can beat Tottenham here on the final game of the season, I should say, we will be in the Champions League next season. They're down in 9th, Tottenham. Not had the best season, but technically they've had a bloody much better season than last year in real life, coming 17th despite winning the Europa League. But a victory at White Hart Lane would secure Champions League football. And yes, I do still call it White Hart Lane. It was built on the same site. It's such a cooler name than just the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think I called them Tottenham Hotspurs earlier. Apologies to any Tottenham fans watching this. But I tell you what I won't apologise for is if we can beat you on the final game of the season and get into the Champions League for the first time for Everton since the 04-05 season. They got knocked out in the qualifiers that year. Hopefully our campaign will go a little bit better, but I don't want to think too far ahead yet. Listen, I'm rambling on here. Let's get into this last game against Tottenham and hopefully secure Champions League football. I never expected us to be here on the final day of the season with a Champions League place on the line. I did actually forget to put the scores on in the other games, but look, all we can do is focus on doing our job. If we win this game, that's that. We are in the Champions League next season. And just like the Man City game, I'm going to play it in full. As I said, I am trying to condense down the 2 featured games of the episode to just show the best moments of the game. But with this being the Season 1 finale, I think it makes sense to play this in full. This feels like a cup final. It really, really does. A draw, look, it's still possible for us to get Champions League with the draw, but I don't want to have to rely on anybody else to do the favourite for us. I have put Seamus Coleman on the bench as well, because this is his last game before retiring. Same with Gay, he was already on the bench anyway. So hopefully we can be 2 or 3 up and we can bring those players on and give them the farewell they deserve. Here's El Ouadi, our new right back, who did score the winner against Sunderland last time out. Great shot there by Barry, but a good save from Vicario. And we get a corner here. Thomas Frank hasn't been able to keep Tottenham's Champions League status for next season. Jack Grealish will whip this ball, and now Jake O'Brien! Oh, what a header by Jake O'Brien! His second goal of the episode, his biggest goal for Everton so far, and that could be a massive, massive goal for us in terms of our Champions League hopes. What a header that was! Jack Grealish delivers the ball in, O'Brien left highest, and scores a bullet header, and that could be what starts our quest to finish in that final Champions League place. Oh my goodness me. That is a brilliant start to this game. And you know what? I just want to show something here before people say I've messed with sliders or anything like that. Competitive gameplay. We have turned off the weather effects because they're just kind of annoying. But as you can see, everything's at 50 here. The CPU sliders are at dynamic, I should say. So they change automatically as the game goes on. So I've done nothing to adjust any settings or anything here. Bloody hell, I'm getting choked up here, the thought of Everton being in the Champions League. But what a start that is. And we are 1-0 up here against last season's Europa League winners. Let's hope we can keep them out here now, though, for the rest of this game. Wilson Odobert on this left-hand side. El Ouaddai with a really good tackle. That was absolutely fantastic. Barry unable to win that header, though. Here's Marquinhos now playing for Tottenham. Joaquin says, we have brought in for Mikalenko. I think I might sell Mikalenko in the summer. He's done okay this season, don't get me wrong. But I really like Joaquin says, however you bloody pronounce his name. I think he will do really well as a young player to kind of rotate around with and maybe eventually become the starting left back. But I would like to get an upgrade on Mikalenko. Eric Bunham has done really well in CDM. I still think we need another player in that position. Oh, bloody hell. What a terrible place to give away the ball. Odobert. Oh, no. Oh, I was just praising Eric Bunham. And then he gives away the ball. And it leads to Tottenham getting an equaliser 10 minutes after we went in front. I'm not even going to blame Eric Bunham. I was getting distracted talking about next season and not focusing on the task at hand. I've got nobody to blame there but myself. Pickford couldn't keep it out. And Spurs are back on level terms. Look, still a long way to go in this game. But that is an absolute disaster to concede a goal like that. Tottenham have the ball here now again. El Ouaddai doing really well to intercept that. He bloody gives it away as well. Jake O'Brien, please get that back. Good tackle there, but he's been out-muscled, the Irishman. Oh, I thought that was going to sneak in. Tottenham very nearly taking the lead there. I think Pickford's actually made a save. Yes, he has. It's out for a corner. Maddison to take. They win the header, but thankfully goes nowhere near Jordan Pickford. Bloody hell, this is not what I was expecting after going 1-0 up. I actually thought we might be having one of those games where we comfortably win 2 or 3-0. Spurs didn't feel like they were at it at all. And we've allowed them back into this game, really frustratingly. But let's see if we can go back in front here. Kai Rooney. Yes, we can! Oh, brilliant from Kai Rooney! Oh, brilliant from the son of England legend Wayne Rooney. 16 goals in his first season as a professional. And we have taken the lead yet again here. Not too long after Tottenham got the equaliser as well. That is absolutely fantastic play. Kai Rooney with a brilliant finish. And again, has that put us on the path to Champions League football? Let's hope so. The stress is at an all-time high at the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, Europa League football, I would be happy with. If you told me that at the start of the season, I'd have been absolutely thrilled with that. But the fact that Champions League football is right there, kind of like what happened to Nottingham Forest in real life last season. They were comfortably in the top 4 for such a long period of the season, and they ended up finishing in originally a Conference League place. They obviously qualified for the Europa League because of the whole situation with Crystal Palace, which I still have so much sympathy for Crystal Palace because of those circumstances. But the fact that Champions League football is right there for us, and we've done so well this season, we really have. I think it would be a travesty if we weren't to qualify for Europe's elite tournament. And could we go on a title charge next season? Dewsbury Hall! Oh, good strike. Vicario with the save. Nearly called him Lloris there, bloody hell. I was time travelling back to bloody 2014 there. But Jack Grealish is going to whip in this corner. Can O'Brien get his second goal of the game? Or can Branthwaite score? Oh, I thought for a second there Jed Spence was going to put the ball into the back of his own net. Of course, we did use him in the Oxford United career mode a couple of years ago, Spence. What a player he was in that series. Here's Odobert. Oh, Branthwaite. Oh, he does give away the free kick. I thought for a second we'd completely gotten away with it. But the foul is given. And he is on a yellow card now. So that is going to be a very interesting tightrope he's going to have to walk here for the next 45 minutes, being on a yellow card. Tarkowski is on the bench, but I don't particularly want to bring him on. Bloody hell, I didn't think the camera was going to pan over to Jordan Pickford there before it was too late. Just hold on to it, lad. Just hold on to it. Half time, 2-1 up here. We are 45 minutes away from qualifying for the Champions League. No changes for us at half time. Tottenham get things kicked off. And honestly, I would be very happy if the scoreline didn't change. I would gladly take this 2-1 win. Excuse me. Bloody hell, keep burping here. I have a can of Monster next to me to keep me going. Give me the most energy possible for this game. But it's making me feel a bit sick as well, especially with the pressure of this situation. Liverpool and Brentford are level at 1-1 at the moment, but that doesn't concern us. Maddison, oh, good ball. Odegaard right at Jordan Pickford, who again can just hold on to this. We don't need to do anything with it. We can take our time. Just hold on to the ball here and try and hold on to this result. Now, if we can add to it, then I'll gladly take it, but I don't want to play too risky. Let's not do anything stupid. There's Elowadi. Back over to Dewsbury Hall. Jack Grealish. Potentially his last game for Everton. We'll have to make a decision in the summer. Oh, I thought Rooney was going to win that header. Cleared away. We still have it though. Eric Bunham. NGI, however you say it. Somebody did correct me about it recently, but I'm probably going to keep calling him the name I've been calling him the whole time. Here's Jack Grealish. Come on, let's get this third goal. Rooney. Oh, good interception. And Spurs deal with it, and then we give it right back to them. Oh my God. You can't be giving away the ball in a place like that. Oh, Maddison makes the run here through the middle. Branthwaite looks to block it. He doesn't, but Pickford makes a brilliant save. Spurs get the corner. They're going to make a change here as well. Odegaard is actually coming off. Tell is coming on. I did a Spurs career mode right towards the end of FC25, and he was an absolute beast in that save. So I'm not very happy that they've brought him off the bench here. He's somebody we could look at in the summer as well. He can play up front, he can play out wide. Very good versatile player. Might have to add him to the list. But again, I'm focusing too much on next season. Just need to focus on this game now. 25 minutes to go here. Bloody hell, Liverpool are 3-1 up already. Brentford absolutely collapsing there towards the end of that game. Elowadi can head that away. Lovely stuff. Go on that run, lad. Oh, we run right into him again. My decision making has been terrible in this game. Thankfully though, Branthwaite makes a really good interception. Just hold on to it, Jack. Hold on to it. Okay, Barry gets it. Rooney now. Eric Bunham. Right as he was about to take the shot, gets intercepted. And Spurs look to break here again. I'll have to make some changes the next time this ball goes out of play. Just take him out. NGI, however you say his name. You know what? This is the perfect time to make some subs. He gets away with the yellow card as well, by the way. Right, Gay can come on to play his final game. You know what? Seamus Coleman is going to come on. He's going to play on the right. He's a bit more defensive minded. Let's bring on the Everton legend, an Irish legend as well, for his final ever appearance. And you know what? I'm going to bring on McNeil for Jack Grealish. Make sure we still have fresh legs down those flanks to go up against those tired Spurs fullbacks. We'll freshen things up here now though. Hopefully these subs will work out and we can hold on to this lead. Spurs with the free kick now though. Maddison's actually going to take it short. Spence now over to Marquinhos. Tries to chip that ball in. Branthwaite will head it away. Dewsbury Hall can't hold on to it. Oh, I don't believe this. Oh, what a save by Jordan Pickford. Bloody hell. Sir Jordan Pickford. I'm saying it here now. Give him his knighthood. He has been phenomenal for us in this career mode. Player of the season. I know I've said it so many times, but he is the player of the season here in this first season of the Everton career mode. Bloody hell, that was a bit of a mess there at the back. Let's try and get it as far away from our end as possible. Here's Kai Rooney now. I tell you what, I can see Barry in the middle there. It's a good ball to pick him out if it can find him. It did. But Spurs deal with it. 10 minutes left. What a tackle by McNeil. What a tackle by McNeil. Rooney! Oh! What a chance it was to clinch the game. Yeah, let's take off Dewsbury Hall. He's a bit knackered. We need as many fresh legs on the pitch now as possible. Runs down the clock for us a bit here as well. Oh, big opportunity there for us to seal this game. I just have this horrible feeling Spurs are going to get one more big chance. And if that ends up costing us Champions League football, it would just be so heartbreaking. Arsenal 2-0 up against Palace, but again, that's not a result that concerns us. Dwight McNeil now just run it over to the corner, lad. Just run it over to the corner. Here's Joaquin says. What was I thinking? What was I thinking there? They've got a big gap now down this left-hand side. Here's Dominic Solanke, former Liverpool player. Brennan Johnson. There's nobody in the middle there. El Awadi heads it back to Jordan Pickford. Just clear that away. Surely there's not going to be too much out of time. 2 minutes. We are 2 minutes away from getting into the Champions League. Surely that's it. They're not going to have enough time, Tottenham. They're not going to have enough time. Blow it up, ref. Blow it up. Oh, what a way. What a place to give away the ball. He doesn't score, Barry, but it doesn't matter. Everton are back in the Champions League. In season 1, we have brought the Toffees back into Europe's elite competition. The most elite competition, I should say. This is not what I expected. Beyond my wildest dreams for this first season. Kai Rooney is the man who gets the goal that brings Everton back into any type of European football for the first time since the 17-18 season, and the first time they've qualified for the Champions League since the 04-05 season. Can you bloody believe it? Drink this in, lads. Drink this in. 38 games, 20 wins, 71 points, but most importantly, Everton in 4th place, back in the Champions League. I can't believe this. And not only back in the Champions League, back in the Champions League with the best defensive record in the Premier League. Only 11 points off of Manchester City, who did win the Premier League title. Aston Villa end up finishing in 5th, Newcastle United in 6th, Manchester United in 7th. So depending on the cup winners, Newcastle and United both might be still playing in European football, and Aston Villa, of course, will be playing in the Europa League. But we don't care about that. The main thing we care about is that Everton are back in the Champions League. But now let's take a look at the other competitions this season. Of course, Manchester City did win the league title, and unfortunately it was Liverpool who ended up winning the FA Cup, which makes this even more painful because we wanted to win the FA Cup this season to break Everton's 31-year trophy drought, and it ends up being Liverpool that win it here in the 25-26 season instead. But look, with the Champions League money we'll have coming in, I definitely think we'll be competing not only for this trophy, but maybe even a Premier League title next season. But that is the number one goal of season 2. And I'll say it here now, right? I would take winning a trophy next season over finishing in the top 4. Even if it meant in season 3 we weren't playing in the Champions League anymore, I would honestly take that. But unfortunately it didn't happen for us here in season 1, and Liverpool do get their hands on the FA Cup. And then we look over to the Carabao Cup, and it was Chelsea who beat Championship Leicester in that final. But because Chelsea came 8th and Manchester United came 7th, that means Chelsea will actually get the Conference League spot next season and not the Red Devils. So Chelsea actually get a bit of revenge for the 23-24 season when United winning the FA Cup meant that Chelsea would drop down to the Conference League instead of the Europa League. So no European football for United next season, but Chelsea have a chance to become 2-time Europa Conference League winners, or UEFA Conference League winners, I should say. Oh, well, this is really bloody annoying now as well. Even though we did the double over Liverpool in the league this season, they end up doing a double of trophies, winning not just the FA Cup, but also winning the Champions League title here as well by beating Inter Milan by 2-1 in Europe's ultimate game. The Europa League title goes back to Germany here as Borussia Mönchengladbach defeated Roma 1-0 in the final of that competition. And then let's go over to the Conference League, and Crystal Palace will also be playing European football again next season, and they'll finally get to play in the Europa League this time as they beat Athens by 2-0 in that final. And now, as we wrap things up here in season 1, let's take a look at the squad statistics for the season. Top goal scorer in his very first professional season in football is Kai Rooney, who's up to an 82 rating as well. There is a big future ahead of this man. I'm so glad as well we got to extend his contract. That bloody stupid thing where the player wasn't willing to negotiate, that was coming up for a very long time. It was making me very nervous that we weren't going to be able to keep him. He would have only had a year left on his deal if we hadn't been able to extend it, but thankfully he has committed his future. I nearly said to Goodison Park. He's committed his future to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. 11 assists as well, which is great to see. Tierno Barry as well, 17 goals and 13 assists. We have a deadly duo up front in this career mode. Jack Grealish then has actually managed to become the third top goal scorer in this save. 6 goals and 8 assists. Listen, he's been absolutely fantastic for Everton in real life. Just did really well this past weekend against Crystal Palace. But I'm still kind of on the fence about whether we sign him. He is 30 years old. It did take him a while to get going in this career mode. I'm going to have to think about it. Let me know as well in the comments what you think I should do. But I'm not too sure if I want to bring in Jack Grealish permanently. Jake O'Brien with 5 goals this season, which is great to see. Eric Bunham with 5 as well. Alcaraz also with 5. NGI only with 3. Little bit of a disappointment from him. I don't want to sell him, but I do think his future will be as a backup here. I did convert him over to a left midfielder just to see would that help out with helping him grow a bit quicker. He's gone up +2 this season. He's done okay, but maybe we could do with a bit of an improvement on him as well. Dewsbury Hall with 2 goals and 9 assists. Colleggio with 2 goals and 1 assist. To be fair, he mainly played coming off the bench, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. And a few other players chipped in there as well. I think we already saw this earlier. Barry with the most assists this season. Appearances went to Jordan Pickford, Branthwaite and Rooney with 45 appearances each. And that's basically it for the squad statistics. But now, as we wrap up this first season, this is how the squad is currently looking. I won't lie, lads, I'm quite happy with the position that it's in, but for me, it's quite evident where we need to improve. I think I am going to sell Mykolenko. I'd like to bring in a better starting left back. He did okay, and listen, Joaquin Says is on his way to becoming a very good left back as well, but I'd like to bring in a better option than Mykolenko, just so that we have 2 very good options at left back, as I say, with Joaquin Says on the bench being that rotational player. Centre backs, I'm very happy with the 2 starting ones. Tarkowski is leaving in the summer though. He is joining Newcastle. Jesus is a decent backup option for the left side of centre back, but I think we will need to sign a better right-sided centre back for a bit of backup there for Jake O'Brien. Right back, I'm very happy with. El Awadi has done really well since we signed him in January. Patterson is a solid option as well off the bench, and obviously Seamus Coleman will be retiring. Eric Bunham did really well in CDM this season, but Gay on the bench is retiring, and I'd like Eric Bunham to go on the bench as like an impact player and bring on somebody who's 3 or 4 ratings higher than Eric Bunham to put into the starting 11. Dewsbury Hall, I'm in 2 minds. He did okay this season, but I wouldn't mind seeing how much we could get for him. I already have a replacement in mind. Even though Alcaraz technically isn't down as a centre midfielder, he does do quite well when we bring him on in this more attacking position in centre midfield. So I wouldn't mind having him as a backup, selling Dewsbury Hall and bringing in somebody who is slightly better and slightly younger as well. As I said, I already do have my eye on somebody. We've already kind of spoke about the winger position. Jack Grealish, still a little bit undecided about him. NDI, I think he's only okay as a backup. I'm not really a big fan of him in the starting 11. Dibbling, I feel like could do with a loan deal. He is 77 rated, but I still don't think he's doing that well at the moment. I might try loaning him out, put Dwight McNeil on the bench and get a slightly better player there for the right-hand side. And then we'd obviously need someone for the left-hand side as well, whether it's Jack Grealish permanently or whether it's somebody else. We will definitely need somebody for that as well. Up front, Rooney and Barry are a deadly duo. Coladio is a very good backup option, but I do think we'll need another option there. And of course, we do have a poll going on the community tab about whether we bring in Esteban Lapal or not. At the moment, it's saying that we will sign Esteban Lapal, but please do let me know other players you think I should be looking at as well. But lads, that will do it for this first season of the Everton FC 26 career mode. What a season it has been. We not only finished in the top half of the table, but we've brought Everton back into the Champions League. What will season 2 bring? Will it bring a title charge? Will Everton finally end their 30 plus year wait for a trophy? And how will they fare in Europe's elite competition? Lads, thank you all so much for tuning in to not only this episode of the Everton career mode, but every episode of season 1 so far. I hope you're buzzing for season 2. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, hype the video as well, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, at the time of recording, we are only 4 subscribers away from 700. I would love to hit that before the end of this series, and I will talk to you all in the very first episode of season 2 of the Everton FC 26 career mode. Take care.